Disabled fans, you people with all kinds of disabilities who have something, right? Autistic Explorer back on the corned beef and cabbage. If you notice, that stuff's nuking pretty good. Looks good so far, right? So you see how all the cabbage kind of went down, so it doesn't look as messy as it did, because it all dissolved and kind of, you know, went like, I don't know the technical word for it, but there you go. So we're gonna throw in the potatoes next. Okay? Ah, God. Now you don't have to pour the whole thing in. Just go a little at a time. Sometimes you get, because of how much is in the pot, you really got to kind of find room for a lot of it, and then start, you know, moving it around so that it gets to the bottom. You know. Now, I know some of you are probably on there saying to me, don't burn myself, and don't worry, I'll try not to. I've done it a couple of times, but hey, it's alright. As long as there's nothing that can kill me, I'm good. There you go. So now, I'm going to try to maybe slightly move it around a little bit now, because if you notice, there's a lot in there taking up room. So now I'm just going to try to sink some of it to the bottom here so that it all nukes. You know what I'm saying? And you know, this is good for everybody to learn so that maybe you can cook this for your family if you'd like. You know what I'm saying? And you can cook it anytime you want if you're ever hungry for it. You know? It doesn't have to be on, guys, it doesn't have to be on St. Patty's Day. Just because people eat it on St. Patty's Day does not mean that you have to cook it on St. Patty's Day. You don't need to. You can cook it anytime you want, as long as you know how to make it. You know? It's all it takes. Alright. We'll let all that nuke. And then we'll put the carrots in. So
what do you mean?
I can't believe February has passed. It's like the first day of March already, and it's 2024. I can't believe how fast it went. So
Don't give me any advice about my bag. Okay?
don't mind me. I'm watching My Girl. It's an old movie from like the late 90s. But let's face it this way, so you don't have to worry about, well, obviously the camera's going to catch the TV, but so while we're waiting for that we're waiting to give that time. I'm just going to sit here and for a while.
Oh, right. Would you like a soda? I would. Thomas? Yes, please.
So, yeah, so,
What are you reading?
like I said, I mean, you know, like I just said before, try to, try to be yourselves. If there's anything you feel like you can do, don't hesitate to do the things that you feel like you can do, you know. And don't mind what people say about what it's like, you know. You have to dive in. You have to dive in to see to see the truth. You know? Sometimes you gotta, you know, sometimes you can listen to hearsay and then all of a sudden it's like, well, I'm gonna need to prove it. I'm gonna need some proof of all that, right?
Hey, where are all the cookies?
Well, there's one way to do it. You want to know you want to know the truth? See for yourself. You know, see for yourself what it's like.
Putting it away for a rainy day.
And then you know, when you're at it,
I'm supposed to be home at noon for lunch. Thanks, Shelby.
get on with it.
Hi.
You know? So potatoes, we should probably go check that now. Potatoes usually nuke pretty quick because, you know, it's not as thick as meat. Meat is thick, so it takes time to nuke. So let's go back. And it looks like it's all doing pretty good so far. So let's put the carrots in now.
This is Artlist, a platform built to empower your business with high-quality creative assets. Music, footage, templates, and sound effects.
Now, once this is done and ready, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna pull out one of those. I like to call it a non-cooking crock pot, but it's like it's like one of those you know one of those like things that you save it in. I'll show you what it looks like right now while we're waiting. If I can find it. Oh, it's up here. It's this thing. This is where if you wanted to, you could cook it in the oven, but I don't like cooking in the oven. But there it is. The only thing is, if you notice, I gotta wash it out because it looks like some schmutz got in it over the past few days. So I'm gonna do that right now. Scrub it good. And always scrub it. Always scrub it good. And rinse it. Wipe it down clean. Perfect. Check it out. Since we don't need this anymore now, we're going to wash it again, and we're going to put it on the rack to dry. I should probably get myself a newer one of these, but a much bigger one this time. These were actually given to me by my mom and my grandma when I first moved into an apartment. These were all given to me, but they're old now. Maybe I'll give it back to them. Depends on what I want to do because it's old. But it's still good, so maybe I'll give it back. It's doing pretty good. It's doing pretty good so far. It's pretty small, so you gotta really go easy with this. You know, work at it if you can. Anyway. Stay tuned. Shit.